Hey gang, Dragon Dawn here, and I'm new to the whole Element Life. So new, in fact, I haven't got one yet. But I just put out a deposit on one last night. It's '05 EX manual. I was kind of concerned about going to a manual version. Not that I had any concern about the reliability or anything, just to see if it was more finicky for the regular driving, because just a little less likely to want to be finicky these days. But I took it for a test drive last night, and it was just like, this drives really easy and so smooth. Of course, it doesn't help that the guy had been meticulous in maintaining it. Dealer maintained for last 11 years. And he showed me a stack of papers from the Honda dealership. I went, okay, it's clean and it's in really good shape. So we're still working out some of the details on that. There's a small chance I might have it by the end of the day tomorrow, or at least getting checked out. But we'll see. Most likely going to be another. He's going on holidays next week, and I'm fine with him just holding on to it for another week. It's not going to go anywhere. But why the heck am I doing this all? Well, I've always liked cars. I've had a huge range of vehicles in my life. Like, my first car was a '74 Charger. Then I had like a '72 Dart. I was a very Dodge Plymouth Chrysler guy in the beginnings. And then I left the country for 5 years. Lived in South Korea. I was doing tech support and website design. I was in various data centers, working inside them. And after a while, just like, okay, that I've had enough. After almost 5 years, I was like, yeah, time to come back home. I love the place. South Korea, very, very gorgeous country. Tons of mountains everywhere. I mean, I've always liked mountains, again, travel. So I came back and wanted to try something European. So it's either going to be Saab or Volvo, because I have friends who are very heavy into both. And Volvo came first, so I was into Volvo for a bunch of years. 02 S40. That was a fun little car, surprisingly, it was kind of surprising. It was quick, like about 180 horsepower, but it was not a slow car, but certainly not racing Mustangs or Camaros. Then once I got tired of that, I knew it needed time to change, so I was looking at more of the XC70s, because I wanted something a little bit bigger. The XC90s, and I kept thinking, those things are just way too big for me. Like, it's just me. I don't take at the time, I had a cat, and I didn't take her anywhere. So what do I need something so big for? I'd taken an XC70 for a test drive. This is nice. It was a 3.2 straight six. Then I took the XC90, an '07 XC90 out, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. I ended up getting one. So giant vehicle, but just me. So it was fun. I had no problems with Volvos. I did its maintenance. It's always the sins of previous owners, the SOPOs you call them, because it was a straight six motor, but there are 4 different types of spark plugs in it. It takes a special type of owner to change different plugs completely differently, and a bunch of other little things, but nothing unexpected for something that age. Had fun with it until someone decided to make a U-turn off an off-ramp while I was out camping with a friend. Just heading back in. It was we set up camp somewhere and then went into a town to go visit a friend. It was about 45 minutes away. Then on the way back to the campsite, somebody decides to make a dumbass turn and hit my vehicle. So my first night at camping, the hotel room was great. Yeah, it wasn't too much fun, but it was what it was. Got a rental vehicle and still was able to get back out to the campsite the next day. But I'm sure the hotel people must have been looking kind of weird when half our stuff was at the campsite, like the tent and whatnot, but the more expensive food and electronics was with us. So we had 2 giant luggage carts coming back into the hotel room, which would have been a sight to see, I'm sure. Then that was my '07. The insurance company wrote it off, so that kind of sucked. But I ended up buying a 2016 XC90. That was fun. It was the T6 inscription, had the Polestar tune done on it. It was a fast vehicle and very luxurious. Leather heated seats, cooled seats. I mean, this thing was just phenomenal. A lot of money though. So last year I decided I need to make some changes in my life. So I got rid of it, went back to school. Now that's almost done. And I've got internships lined up. And I'm sure I'll be working with these guys. They just like me so much. They actually helped me rewrote my resume so that I could apply to them, which was kind of cool. Guy I talked to, his name was Don, and he had a beard. So it kind of worked out very, very well. So that's going to be kind of fun. But in the meantime, I was driving my dad's old 2000 GMC Jimmy. Still am at the moment. And my dad passed away a few years ago. Mom just kept it and wasn't using it, so I was able to use it. But it's the plates insurance were still in her name, and she said she's not going to renew it, and then it comes up renewal next month. And I decided, yeah, I'll have to get something else. It's not worth fixing. It need about $4,000 worth of work just to kind of switch over to my name, and that's even if I can do it because of other issues like rust issues. They're getting a little more picky these days. But here we are. So now I started looking at all kinds of vehicles, Matrix, even the Lexus CT200H. I looked at the 450H Lexus, but they're still up there in pricing for what I wanted, my goal was. And then, let's see, what else? Well, of course, and then RAV4 CRVs. The RAV4s and CRVs were kind of winning more RAV4s, especially the V6 version, because 270 horsepower in a low SUV, that's a nice little sleeper. But then I got put on to the Elements, and it was quirky. All right, I like quirky, something different. It's definitely everyone says it's a polarizing vehicle, and you know what? I don't mind how it looks, clearly. So I started looking around, got to take an automatic for a test drive. That was nice, kind of leaning towards that one. Then I ran across the current one. So now that the deposit's done on it, just finish up all the financing. But I've been binge watching YouTube videos for the last 2 weeks. All on Honda Elements, rebuilds, mods, updates, maintenances. So it seemed like it was a lot of fun. There's quite a few people doing it. It's popular, so why not? I've been around a lot. I want to start giving back. I've been playing with cars for a very long time. Done so much work on my own. So I can definitely bring that knowledge all towards this vehicle because it seems so easy to work on the vast majority of things. And just it's an easy vehicle to work on in general, even if it's something I can't do in the street or in a parking lot or wherever. So if I can bring some of that knowledge into my own vehicle and then help out a few other people at the same time, I do 3D printing. That's like a side hustle I've been doing. That's kind of fun, making things for various people and companies, little events, and I'm enjoying that. That's keeping things going. So, but that's pretty much of a side hustle for now. But hey, I'd be perfectly fine if it became a big thing. I'm not going to live in my vehicle. I do want to do camping and do a lot more touring. So next year, definitely going to do some more. Saw the video of the Pacific Northwest meetup. And that looked like way too much fun. So next year, that's my goal, to get down to that next year. Maybe a few other ones I'm hoping to. So let's see. So current state. So it's a 2005 EX manual all-wheel drive. I'll add some pictures here. It's rally red. It's just, like I said, super clean. And I've been, really inspired by the likes of people like Rosa, Steven, Miguel. Those guys have been, instrumental for me watching, understanding how things work. Not going to live in the vehicle, but, certainly going to camp in it and live in it short term. And I like driving and traveling, and I haven't been able to do much of that for the last little while, really. So that's what this is for. A little bit of an intro before I actually have a vehicle. So here's a Honda Element video. No Honda Element. Well, a picture of one anyways. But we'll have a little bit of fun, and we'll see how this goes. Hope to see you guys and meet all you guys really soon. And have a little bit of fun.